M&G Property remains shut but anticipates 16% cash position. The M&G Property Portfolio remains suspended but is anticipating cash will hit 16% subject to a series of deals completing. The fund had the lowest cash levels in the sector at 4.8% when it suspended in December, but in an update published on Tuesday, M&G said £245 million of assets are now in solicitors' hands, or under offer. The total cash holding will jump to 16% if these deals complete, it said. It stressed, however, that there is no guarantee the deals would complete. This would put the fund's cash allocation more in line with rival property funds. For example, L&G UK Property has 23%, Kames Propety Income has 20%, Janus Henderson UK Property Paif has 16.4%, and Threadneedle UK Property Paif has 14.3%. M&G said retail represents 80% of the total deal pipeline, which will reduce the fund's exposure to the sector from 38% to 32%. A high exposure to retail was cited as one of the reasons the fund was forced to freeze in December, along with Brexit and unusually high and sustained outflows. Fund remains suspended to protect investors' interests. The firm said the authorised corporate director had decided to keep the fund suspended to best protect the interests of its investors. M&G is continuing to waive 30% of the fund's annual charge in recognition of the inconvenience caused to clients and customers, it said. In addition to the £245 million with solicitors, M&G said £19 million of completions had occurred since the last update, and the cumulative total of completions since suspension in December stood at £70.1 million. The fund's retail vacancy rate at the end of January was 3.4%, which is below the MSCI IPD Quarterly Universe Index's 4.8%, the update said. M&G Real Estate Global Head Tony Brown said, "We are making good headway in a more liquid market than last year, and every effort is being made to ensure we can reopen as soon as possible. We appreciate your patience in this matter." The last update from the suspended fund at the end of January, fund manager Fiona Rowley, pictured, and co-manager Justin Upton had raised £242.6 million since the fund's suspension on the 2nd of December. M&G Property Portfolio Performance versus the UK Direct Property Sector Source, Fair Fund Info. In November 2019, the month leading up to the suspension, investors had pulled £150 million from the UK direct property sector, according to figures from the trade body. The suspension prompted rival funds in the Investment Association UK direct property sector to reassure investors about the relative liquidity of their portfolios. The M&G Property Portfolio had the lowest cash levels in the sector at 4.8% when it suspended. The fund typically holds 7.5% to 12.5% cash in the portfolio, although M&G CIO Jack Daniels emphasized in the January update that clients do not pay it to invest in idle cash. The M&G fund also ranked highly for its exposure to the retail sector. For more on this story, visit the news article link.